Hello everybody, Sneaky Chiefy here, bringing you another TAW member video. This one's TAW member is AmericanCenturion in orange, and he's playing as the Japanese. And it looks like Neglected is also playing as the Japanese, but according to the chat here on the left, it is not a mirror match. So they both just happen to pick Japanese civs, and it could be an interesting matchup. See how they play. Usually when it's a mirror matchup like this, as in both players playing as the same civilization, it comes down to whoever can execute build orders, execute tactics on the battlefield better than the other. So we'll have to see what goes on. And using capture age for this one, so a little bit different from some of my other videos, but I am getting used to it and enjoying it as a replay mechanism. So far, obviously still in the Dark Age, I'd expect the players to do a pretty fairly standard start. 6 on sheep, going to lumber camp with the next 4. I'm also expecting a bit of early aggression as well from a Japanese play, rather than like a fast castle type scenario. We'll see who makes the first move, but I'd imagine a barracks will go down here pretty quickly as well. As far as map gen goes, Centurion's gold at the back is very well protected. His secondary golds are rather exposed though. Doesn't have much by way of wood lines either. Neglected's on the other hand has a very protected base. Also has good primary gold and exposed secondaries on the sides. But his wood lines for the most part are a bit more forgiving. And both have access to some stone, although Centurion's stone is a bit exposed as well. So yeah, 4 on wood. Centurion sending out for the first 4. Pretty typical. Everybody would judge his boar luring skills without loom too, I don't think. Very solid lure for sure. Dropping his mill on the berries and using his houses to start walling off. Looks like we'll try to connect the wall to here, maybe behind that way. On the other side, very similar. The first boar is in, although they're kind of leaving the food to rot there. Also dropping a mill and starting to wall up between his wood lines. Looks like he almost lost a mill here. A mirror matchup in every sense of the word. Both players are playing very similarly. If I take a look at the resources, yeah, it's basically exactly the same. Ooh, watch out! Watch out! Oh, very close. Very close indeed. So Neglected, focusing on his walls, that's for sure.
Yeah.
See how this board lure does. Looks like he'll have no problem with it. But Centurion not focusing on walls, so he does have a little bit, about 100 more wood than his opponent. He also has more people on wood because they're not building walls. This could come back to bite him, though, if there is the early aggression that I am expecting. Oh! Vil sniped. I was trying to find where the fight was going on. Great job from Centurion sending in a scout and taking out one of the Vils. So much for the wall. But Neglected will prioritize the finish of that. On the other side, Neglected Scout is finding holes, and this will be good intel for him, knowing that a drush is very possible. Neither has a barracks going down yet. And this scout, after fighting that first village, is a bit wounded, so he might just... I don't know, if he finds a weak villager, there are 2 out there. Centurion might be able to snipe another one. There's the barracks going down. Centurion will see that. Neglected doing a good job keeping his injured villagers under TC protection. And Centurion better hurry and get the scout out of here if he wants to keep it. But he might be just getting greedy looking for a weak villager here, who knows. Causing some delays, which is good, and I see he's boiling up, which is good. Probably saw that barracks with his scout and dropping one of his own. So, again, fairly standard. They're both on their way to feudal age. The Centurion's about a minute ahead of Neglected. Both are using their scout to see what's what. Both have dropped barracks. I see militia on the way already from Neglected. This is obviously too late for any sort of drush, but we could expect some men-at-arms pressure in early feudal age. Archery range is going down, 2 of them. Interesting. Interesting. And he is prioritizing wood, looks like, and mining gold a little early as well. So he'll try to make some archer numbers in with... Oh, tried to quick wall. Nice try. Almost. And he almost snipes that scout too. That would have been good. Centurion with a 1 villager lead, 23 to 22. Man-at-arms coming in for Neglected. And he's moving his 4 militia up. And there's plenty of space here for them to get in. A lot of open holes, which Neglected has seen with these scouts, so I don't think Centurion's expecting this. He doesn't have any archers yet, so this could come as quite a surprise. Let's see how he reacts. Villagers, or Japanese I should say, have faster attacking infantry. Centurion instantly sees it and retreats. And the TC fire takes out 1. Oh, that's great. And almost another. Oh, meanwhile, the Centurion scout got fully walled in. Well played by Neglected. Centurion has pulled out an archer or 2. Sniped another one of those men-at-arms. Trying for the quick wall. Unsuccessful. This is a lot of delay time. Not too bad. He hasn't lost any villagers yet. And still has a slight villager lead. But he needs to micro better with that archer in order to take these men-at-arms out. It's good though, he's drawing that men-at-arms away, so it'll allow these villagers to finish what they need to do. Horse Collar coming in for Neglected and his own archery range. Playing Ring Around the Rosie. Okay, now Neglected turning his men-at-arms back. And let's see if he can't snipe. Oh, take out this archer maybe. Oh, I think the archer got in there. Great TC fire though. Took out the scout. These are really low HP men-at-arms. But there's a Japanese archer coming too, so now it gets a bit trickier when you have archer support. And Neglected will continue to push units in to stop this wall from being completed. Meanwhile, he's fully walled at home, so... And making some skirmishers as well, because Neglected sees that the Centurion is going heavy into archers. And let's see 2 ranges and responds with skirmishers. American Centurion, though, has, for the most part, fought this off. He's done okay. He continues to wall off slowly where he can, and he's built up a good archers number. 6 to 4 military in favor of American Centurion, though. It's really 5 to 4, because this guy's kind of useless back here. And there's some skirms in the mix. There's also 3 villager lead on Centurion's part. So 32 to 28, so 4 villager lead. So Centurion's doing pretty good, despite that early pressure. I think he'll fully wall this off before any other pressure comes in. And he's got just about everything he needs inside his base here. drop it. Yeah, so he'll look to go Castle Age now with the Blacksmith. And the Archery ranges give him the abilities he needs to click up to the next stage. Now military numbers swinging in Neglected's favor. The Centurion's got to be really conscious of those skirmishers. But doing good micro. Neither having fletching yet. Though there is a Blacksmith down for Neglected. But this is delaying castle time. The fact that he hasn't finished. Neglected's keeping Centurion from finishing his Blacksmith. Just barely too, 99.48% done. It's got to be really frustrating. Not to mention the hole they've created in the wall, so Kiko under threat here. 11-9 is the military count in Neglected's favor, and those skirms are going to be dangerous for this archery numbers. Nice snipe there. And just causing more delay and idle time for Centurion, which is always annoying. But still very much a mirror matchup. 2 archery ranges and barracks for both players. The difference is the skirmisher numbers. Military's 12-10 in Neglected's favor, and he continues to just pour them in. Stopping this wall from being completed. I like this secondary wall from Centurion to make sure that kind of funneling the enemy towards the TC, and now he's making Centurion's making a few skirmishes as well, which is good. So I'm thinking he'll clean this up. It's a lot of investment in this feudal pressure that hasn't resulted in many, if any, deaths, villager deaths on Centurion's part. He's lost a lot of man-at-arms, which is like obviously a gold unit. And a lot of food out there with all the skirmishers that he's making, so Centurion's in a better spot economically, I'd say. It's got a huge, like, 6 build lead at this point, and enough resources to go up to castle if he wants to. The only problem is this Blacksmith. He needs to finish this Blacksmith if he wants to click up. But he's cleaned this up from Centurion has cleaned this up from Neglected. So he should be able to get his builders out here to fix this wall and finish that Blacksmith. Though you have to be careful taking an engagement with such a high hill. It's a good move by Neglected to retreat back to that hill. Blacksmith done. Needs a little bit more gold, and he'll be able to click up. Neglected has crept in with a bunch of houses, which are really just acting as outposts, though serving a purpose at the same time. This forward villager will probably drop a siege workshop, I'd imagine. But the real storyline here is the Castle Age. So still far from Castle Age's Neglected, while American Centurion's already clicked. This will be the telling the difference, I'd imagine. And now Neglected's building a market probably to buy the food he needs, though he'll probably have the food by the time that market's finished, so kind of a waste of wood, if you ask me. Fletching finally coming in, now that the Blacksmith's finished. That'll be a big boost for Centurion's army. Army numbers are 8-12 in Neglected's favor. And obviously Neglected sees where Centurion's army is. Centurion needs to be very careful not to lose it all just before he hits Castle Age. Because he's going to want these to turn into crossbowmen. Though there's not many out there, it's mostly skirms. Like 2 archers. So Castle Age clicked by Neglected. He's about 2 minutes behind. Dropping his stable is Neglected. He'll probably put out some knights. I expected a siege workshop, but it looks like he'll go for knights instead. Seeing all these archer numbers makes sense. Let's see what Centurion's next move is. Another barracks. He's clicking crossbowman, he's clicking elite skirm, bodkin arrow, and bow saw all at once. Just retreating for now. Smart play. Let's see, I don't think doesn't have quite enough for TC. Yeah, there's a second town center on the back way. Okay. These skirms are in, they should clean up, and so does crossbow. Oh, he should have finished that fight. Oh, he could have dominated there. Oh well. So long swordsman coming in. Good thing with militia, I think it was, and squires. So looks like he'll tech into infantry now, which makes sense since the Japanese. Maybe go in champions. It's interesting how these houses. I mean, this is just visibility really on Neglected's part. Scattering houses around to make sure he sees where the enemy is early on. Third town center, I like this. So Neglected's gonna, or Centurion's gonna look to boom. He's got an 11-bill lead at this point, which is pretty amazing, and he should do a great job of booming. Meanwhile, scale barding armor coming in and 3 stables going down for Neglected. So he's definitely stacking into knights, which would be a problem considering how Centurion is still putting out skirmishers. So I don't think Centurion sees or anticipates this knight switch. This could catch him by surprise big time. But crossbowmen coming in as well for Neglected, so he'll look like to add a few crossbowmen in with those knights, or at least take advantage of the fact that he's got 9 out there on the field already, which makes perfect sense. But still without fletching, I think. No, they got fletching. Okay. But fletching and bodkin arrow. There are a few long swordsmen out there. It would be great if they were pikemen. But again, Centurion hasn't seen all these knights on the field quite yet. These are, yeah, +1/+2 knights. This is quite a scary army though, for sure. Army numbers are 19 to 16 in Neglected's favor. It'll be interesting where they strike first. We'll probably be off on the right, where he knows there's some stone to be had, and he also knows there's some palisade wall. But that was a mistake because it kind of shows his hand. Oh, watch out! These guys are going to get slaughtered. I still don't think Centurion has seen these knights. About to. Oh, a little Vil snipe though. This is going to hurt. Yeah, I'm thinking Neglected is going to clean this up. Yeah, he'll completely wipe this. Such a shame. That was a lot on the table. And he might, yeah, he'll take this 8 down real quick too with all these knights. 9 of them. So Spearman coming out quickly. AmericanCenturion responding as fast as he can when he sees him clicking up the pikemen will come in just in time. As soon as he saw those knights, like those crossbowmen are going to do a good job. So it'll be trash units for now. Luckily he's got 3 CCs going behind this. So he's got plenty of safety for his villas. If he gets them in time, he'll lose a few here. 4 or 5 at least. He's buying stone. Centurion is buying stone and drops the defensive castle. Good placement. Protects the stone and his gold and his wood line, which he'll need because he's running out of wood back. Oh, quick wallet. Hey, nicely done. Great quick wall. That'll secure the castle for sure from those 6 knights. And because he was worried about the knights, he walked into some TC fire. Neglected did. These knights are still going to raid. Centurion is staying on top of things, but that TC's full, which is really unfortunate for these poor villagers. Looks like the TC fire will clean up these knights though. It's a good spacing for the TCs. They're all kind of crisscrossing each other's line of sight. Oh, and yeah, there's the siege. All this is going on. Siege workshop going down for Neglected. Sniped by the castle though. There was a Mangano right there. We heard it crumble. The sniper is just being stubborn though. Just go down on it. I'd expect to see from Centurion, not Samurai. But at this point, what's the play? Certainly ballistics if Centurion expects to continue going with the archer line. But he invested heavily into the infantry line already, so gee, I don't know, maybe a mix of pikemen if he anticipates more knights coming out on the field. Maybe pikemen and samurai with a few skirms in there. For now, it's just going to be trash units. We'll save the gold for trebuchets. I mean, Japanese trebuchet is so strong. And if we look at the build count, it's 70 to 61 in the Centurion's favor. And Neglected did lose 9 knights worth of gold there, and he did have quite a few crossbowmen numbers drop during that fight. Whereas Centurion's gold units was maybe 5 long swordsmen I saw die and a couple crossbowmen. So all in all, and he did lose a few vills and certainly some idle time. But the score shows it, and I'd say, yeah, I'd like Centurion's position a little bit better, despite the loss of map control, which might be the biggest loss to Centurion at this point, is the map control. 3 TCs going down. This will just be his 3rd now if you're Neglected, so he'll look to put a dent in his villager difference, but still strongly in Centurion's favor, 75 to 67. And he's building quite an army up too, where 4 barracks, 2 archery ranges, and chainmail armor going in for his infantry. Yeah, there's the samurai mixed in. Great unit, but weak to crossbowmen. That's where the skirms come in. It's a good army composition. If those skirms can get those crossbowmen in, there it goes, finally. Those crossbowmen did kill a lot of pikemen just now. So each player dancing around, trying to maneuver their armies. Good job from those pikemen. Get those knights. The knights try to dive in. I still don't see a university. I'd like to see ballistics. Archer armor, heavy plow coming in for Centurion. Still, we got 3 stables for Neglected. We have a siege workshop, 3 stables, 2 archery ranges, and a barracks. Quite a good spread. For Centurion, we have a castle, 2 archery ranges, and 4 barracks. That siege workshop might be the difference, though. Good mangonel shot can make all the difference in battle, especially when there's all these skirms out on the field. But without a castle, that might be... and then... No, the scout's dead. Okay. I was going to say, I wonder what happened to the scout. A bit of an ambitious castle here. If the mangonel shot does what it could do here, this castle could go down. Ooh. 2 mangonels. Oh no! That's what we don't want to see. Oh shoot. Watch out, Centurion, watch out! Oh no! Those skirms are going down, and this castle made too. Still a lot of vills though. No, it'll go up just barely. Did lose a lot of army. This is going to be a good castle, because it's going to claim this stone pile, and probably this one too. And protect the giant hole in his base. So, yeah, those skirmishers did work though. Luckily it was mostly trash. There was a few samurai in there, but it was mostly skirms and pikemen. Meanwhile, Neglected doesn't seem to care about castles all that much. He sold all his stone and wood to click up to Imperial Age. Not a bad decision. Centurion's far from clicking up to Imperial Age himself. Though, what does Imperial Age get you? It gets you Arbalasters. You don't have any, if you're Neglected, you don't have any castles of your own, so it's not like you're hoping to get trebs out on the field fast. Yeah, these crossbows are outraging the castle when it comes to mining that gold. So, town watch is needed, perhaps. 16 samurai in the field, though. Walking in to try to snuff the main now. down. Oh, another so close. Crossbow on the hill, doing a good job. Nice micro. Whoa, that could have been close. So now the skirms can take control of this battlefield. Clean up some of those crossbowmen that have really been the issue for those samurai units. No more knights that I can see. They're coming out from the back though. So now military is 20 to 11, 26 to 11. And I still say Centurion's position's better, though he's about to get a slap in the face when he sees that his teammate or his enemies can pick it up to melee range. And when these become Arbalasts, it's going to be scary. And that's what I'm anticipating too. I'm anticipating Arbalasts from Neglected rather than Cavalier. But we'll see another castle going on for Centurion, so inching his way forward with the castles. And it's going to be a good play. So he's going Rams. Capped Rams was his decision. That's where the Hero Age gets you. And Neglected he goes for Capped Rams. But with all the infantry on the field, I'm not convinced that's the best strategy. If we look at field count, it's about even with 84 to 82. But army, Centurion's got 44 army. And Neglected's only got 7 right now. So, with all these castles going down, he's going to keep popping out samurai, 13 samurai, 15 pikemen, 3 castles now, clearly claimed all this gold, which is neutral gold, I'd imagine. Yeah, I'd call that neutral gold. Neither player going for relics. There's a monastery out there, and a couple of relics that can easily reach. Centurion's still not clicking in, and really not focusing on it. He's got 36 on farms. Instead, he's going for gold. So there's the Arbalast attack that I expected. Though without the mass of Arbalasters, I mean, you need a lot of Arbalasters. 1 or 2 trickling out of a few ranges here and there. It's not going to work. So what he's done is trying to mass him up in the back here. He's only got 2 ranges. He's got 6 barracks, 3 stables. So yeah, sure, you click Arbalasts, but it's going to take you a while to get a mass of them to be effective. All the while you're losing all these buildings in the front. The samurai are just destroying. And the only he's making some pikemen and Neglected is and some scout cav or light cav, but that's not going to help you much. He's sending the light cav in to raid in the back, but there's no hope for these. He clicked Capgram, but he's about to lose his second super workshop. So, again, clicking him with the setup that he had. I mean, if he had a castle, it would have been a great call to click him. But I guess he was just relying on Capgram and Arbs, and he lost too much of the forward production building. Now Longsword coming in. I don't know. I think it's game over already for Centurion. He's still not thinking of Hero Age. He's going all in the castle units, and it's probably the right call to keep pedal to the metal, try to take back his map control. Neglected might go for a castle here soon, but he still only has 5 on stone. Or barrack, no, archery is going down. These should have been down already before. Yeah, so now he's buying. Centurion is buying his food up in the Imperial Age and retreating for now. So feeling like he's caused enough damage, he could keep pushing this. Probably smart if he did as well. But it's easy when you have God's eye view to say what's easy, like what's better and what's not, what's the right decision. That's the luxury of being the voice in the sky. Good stonewall here, I like that. No university still. No ballistics. It's not the end of the world. I mean, he's just relying on skirmishers, so that's fine. Prioritizing things like stone and map control for gold, which is good. But, you know, ballistics would help with the castle fire, too. Just saying. Both players licking their wounds, building their army up. 69 army for Centurion, 30 for Neglected, 99 villagers to 73 in Centurion's favor. These are the reasons why I say the Centurion's in a better position. He's almost on his way to Imp, has a much healthier eco behind it. So I'd expect more Samurai and some trebuchets to come out of these castles as soon as Imp hits. But we'll see. There's going to be a lot of Arbalesters on the field now because that push slowed down. If I was neglected, I'd drop at least 2 more archery ranges. A lot of skirmishers to handle those Arbalesters though. And a lot of army, I mean, just so much. He's almost pop capped already. I should say Centurion is almost pop capped already. But I like what Neglected's doing. He's using his light cab to try to find holes. Centurion's done a great job spotting things like that. He's even got a pikeman ready. If he's smart, he'll build something right here. Yeah, there he goes. Great job closing that hole up. That could have made a huge difference. Meanwhile, I should have been over here. Let's see, is it Trebs or Elite Samurai? What comes out first? Conscription, so it'll be more Samurai. Light cab found the hole. Probably ran past that castle. Arbalaster. Nope, he clicked out. I was gonna say, that's a surprise. Oh, watch out! Oh, too bad. That's nice. Yeah, 21 Arbalasters. That isn't just about enough to be worrisome for Centurion. He's lost all his Samurai, but he still has 30 late scoring. So that 21 Arbs has to retreat for now before they become too small to be effective. There's the Japanese trebuchets. If you don't know, a fantastic unit. They pack and unpack and fire faster. So you get 3 of those going, it's insane how much damage they can do. These elite, nope, still regular Samurai. Neglected kind of sitting at 73 builds this whole time. It's too bad he could, and lots of idle builds too. If we look at idle eco 4 hours. Ooh, what is that? I think it's because he's forgotten. He's gotta have some villagers hiding somewhere. Might have been all that early idle time, but that's a lot on Centurion side. Idle TC is about the same. Idle eco still racking up for Centurion. There's the castle on Neglected. He's getting his own trebuchets out. A bit too late, if you ask me, but better than nothing. It'll be a Treb war. A lot of map control now lost, gained by the players. Samurai scouting forward. Another stable going down for Neglected. Samurai looking for exposed villagers and finding them. Skirms are staying back. I mean, I'd send the pikemen forward and keep the samurai back. Expensive gold unit. You don't want to be scouting with 5 samurai, but they'll definitely kill the villagers faster. Neglected's trebuchet's not kind of undecided on where they want to go next. There's a university going down for ballistics, which would be, and chemistry, which would be hugely helpful for his Arbalasters. And there's the university for Centurion finally, so he'll do the same, I'd imagine. Selling wood to tech into Halberdier, dropping another castle on the hill, great spot for a castle. Kind of cementing his central map control. And for the most part, Centurion's okay with slowly pushing forward. Doesn't want to get too aggressive and blow the game, that's for sure. But he's being a bit more passive than he needs to. Like, he's probably looking at the score and not realizing how much better he has it at this point. But he's let, I mean, it's a lot of light cap, 23 light cap, so half his army, Neglected's army is this trash unit. Whereas there's only 7 samurai, so I'm just gonna say the army comp is better for Centurion, and it still is. These light cav aren't that scary. They're only +1/+1, so. But if you're an elite skirmisher, they're quite scary. Murder holes is the first tech out of university. And I would like to see things like, first of all, more trebs. You get 3 more trebs, go a lot faster. I was gonna say I'd like to see chemistry and ballistics come out for that university. 3 trebs here for attack on attack. Easy. That castle will go down really quick. Here's where the big fight goes down. Neglected is going all in, using light cav as an extraction, and our last is live very effectively on that. And they'll do the same for the Rams. So Neglected is, yeah, like I said, for a weird matchup, it comes down to execution. At this point, I'd give it to Neglected. He's done a good job using units like the Rams to soak up stern fire. And then the Arbalast is behind that, just shooting the skirmisher. Doing what they need to do. Samurai elite samurai finally. Forcing the Arbalasters back. Castle went down, but another one going straight into his face. Centurion just dropping another one. And tries to go down as well. It's a shame that he didn't pack them up and run out of time. That's the benefit of the Japanese. Just pack them and retreat. And at this point, I mean, military is only 6-68 in Centurion's favor. And there we go. Good game called by Neglected. Indeed, well fought, well fought. Very close game. Early pressure by Neglected. Kind of put Centurion on his back heels, but he weathered the storm. He kept the Vil lead throughout. And then, you know, he pushed hard in Castle Age, I think, and just claimed a lot of great ground with these castles. Had the better composition, and Neglected clicked up to Imperial Age, but didn't do much with that. Our Blaster was really all he had capped ram, but those weren't on the field till much later in the game. So if he dropped a few castles or had some more crossbowmen ready by the time he hit Imp, it would have been a different story. Anyway, that's just my take on this game. I'm sure other players have their own takes. If you're interested in playing with TA, of which I and American Centurion are members, then go to taw.net. That stands for the Art of Warfare. And if you like what you see, you could submit a request to join, and we'll get you a drill instructor and get you onboarded. But for now, this is Sneaky Chiefy signing off. Thanks for watching our game.